Alright everyone, we are back with another video. That sounded really dumb, I'm sorry. Today, I'm going to show you guys a little tutorial on how I edited this photo right here. This photo I won an award for. I got second place in the Southern Nevada Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. Really long name, sorry. But I just figured maybe someone wants to know how exactly you would take a picture and off your camera and turn it into something like that. So let's get right into it. Alright, so here you see my friend Ilya. I'll tag him. And so basically we just got done with a photo shoot, and so he sat down, or we were walking back to my car, and I was basically like, hey, let's just see what this looks like. Got out, took a picture, thought it looked kind of cool, and then it wasn't until I got home that we were like, oh, maybe we can make something out of this. So basically what I did, kind of kept the exposure the same, highlights up a little bit because we're kind of going for that dramatic look, and then go over here to the top where it says profile, and then go to Adobe monochrome. So that's basically going to make it black and white. So now we see more of what this is evolving into. Next, we're just going to crop it, because always got to crop it the right way for Instagram. Now we have something that's a bit more square, less rectangular. Put those shadows down a bit. Whites make those a bit more punchy. Blacks down a little bit. Texture, I can go a bit up. Clarity down just a tight bit. What I was trying to go for in this edit was kind of just very grungy and grainy. So that's what I'm going to try to emulate here. And here's a cool little trick you can do with your tone curve. If you bring it up just a little bit, you kind of get a little bit of fading in the blacks of your image. So it kind of crunches them just a little bit. I like to do that sometimes. It makes it a bit more gray and a bit more faded. Next down here, obviously shadows. Gotta blue those up a little bit. Not so much, because this is a black and white photo. And then that was basically most of the color editing. Maybe sharpen it a little bit. Noise reduction, none at all. And then we don't really need a vignette, or however you pronounce that. Someone please let me know in the comments. Because it's already black around the corners, so we're good. And then a lot of grain, because we want this to look very, I guess, retro, just like very kind of grungy, you know what I mean? And so it will make sense once you see what we will turn this into when we go into Photoshop. So yeah, this is basically what it looked like. Maybe we can tone down the grain just a little bit, but that's basically kind of what we were going for. Yeah, and so next we're just gonna want to right click on this, go to edit in Adobe Photoshop, and then we're gonna open up Photoshop. So I'll see you guys at Photoshop. Okay, now we are in Photoshop here. What we're going to do is, well, this is still loading because it's taking our photo from Lightroom and bringing it into Photoshop. While this is loading, I think it's a good time to bring up that I'm in a new spot today, because this is a little studio I kind of threw together for my second channel. Or not really my second channel, kind of just another channel that I'm on. It's also a podcast. So if you guys want to go check that out, learn more about me and a bit more about like my friends who usually sit right here with me, you can go check that out. The link will be in the description, and I'll pop up the name right here. It's called 3 Guys 1 Couch. So yeah, I'll see you guys over there soon. Okay, so now that we have our photo on our desktop here, we can right click that and quick actions, or no, open with. See, okay, now we see Adobe Photoshop 2022. So now this will open it in Photoshop, and here we go. Now, the most important part now is importing one other thing. Okay, so now that we're starting kind of the second part of the editing process, we need some sort of, we're applying a texture to this photo. And I know that sounds weird because it's digital and you can't actually touch it or physically apply a texture to it like you would, like this pillow has a soft texture to it. You can't feel it, but we can see it. So here I have this black, it's called black book cover texture, and so what we're going to do is drag that over. Now we have imported our texture. Now I know right now it looks like just a black thing covering our photo, but it's gonna get better, trust me. So what we want to do is basically expand this out as much as we can so it covers all the edges of our photo. Now, and it's okay if some go off, it's not meant to be perfect, but obviously we want to keep these corners in here because that's kind of what makes the photo. So what we're gonna do now is at least drag all the bits to the bottom here, and we're gonna hit this little warp perspective type of thing, which means we can stretch and drag the corners now, just so we can get this all covered, all nice and nice. And so ideally we want as much of the texture as possible to cover the image, just so we don't have any black gaps like you see here. All right, now let's hit the check, see how that looks. Look for any really bad gaps. And obviously you're gonna want to spend a good amount of time looking, like, see that. So, well, that's decent, but we do have some little spots, but for the sake of the video and time, we will keep going. So now we have this whole thing's covering our whole photo that we want to be able to see. So you're gonna go ahead, click on that layer, and up here you will see your blending modes. These are all your blending modes, and they will allow you different ways to overlay an image onto another image. So here we have dissolve, which doesn't do anything sometimes, darken, multiply, color burn. So you really just want to go in here and find the one you want. And so as we see here, it looks like either lighten or screen is going to be the best one. But honestly, experiment yourself, see what looks the best. And to me, it looks like one of these in these sections is going to be the best. I like either lighten or lighten color. I'm going to go with lighten because it preserves the contrast of the image. So once we click that, we're basically done. So now it looks like this is an old tore up image that has been through a lot. And so yeah, obviously you would want to spend more time covering all these corners up here, but yeah, you can really see sort of the torn up canvas, and it just looks like a really rough print, or like something you would pull out of a photo album from your grandma's attic or something. Yeah, So, but yeah, I think it looks really cool. There's definitely a lot of applications to this that you can use. Yeah, but it's really up to you. You can be as creative as you want with it. You can also create your own textures, but there's loads of websites and things out there where you can find your own textures to do things like this with. So, yeah. So now what you would do, you'd export it, put that on Instagram, or be lucky enough for some random judge to like it, and then you're good. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys are happy with this video. I hope you learned something. My goal for this video was to be able to teach something. So if you just learned anything, that would make me happy. So yeah, thank you guys for watching so much. Go check out my podcast, 3 Guys, 1 Couch. Link in the description. And yeah, I'll be uploading more. And make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. This is a test. You're a rich girl. You're going too far, 'cause you know it don't matter anyway. You can rely on the old man's money. You can rely on the old man's money. It's a bitch girl.